What's good, y'all? This is the Trapping with Gods podcast. What's good, y'all? This is the Trapping with Gods podcast. I'm Angela with the goods.
And I am your girl, Coach K, and welcome to the #1 spiritual growth podcast in the world, where we empower unlimited beings to discover and align with their true selves.
Yes, that's what we do. Y'all know that's what we do. And we want to give gratitude and thanks for y'all coming back, for y'all being here again. Welcome to the new folks that's hearing the sound of our voice, that's looking at our faces right now.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, we just glad that y'all here, and we're always grateful. We got to always start with gratitude and give thanks.
Absolutely. And we're thankful for each and every one of y'all.
For sure. So today we want to talk about, look, the title, this might be the title of this episode. I don't know. But it's called, I Know I'm Stressed. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about stress, and we want to talk about the body. This is something that we don't really, I feel like, think a lot about our bodies, like reacted to the different triggers that we have, whether it's in relationship with somebody, whether it's about money. And me and Coach K was talking about this offline, about just being stressed out and like what our bodies was feeling from the stress. And if y'all watched last week's episode, Coach K was talking about her being feeling like lack from these children
being cooped up with these children.
Yeah, so then we would start talking about the stress that's coming from that. It's the lack, it's the stress. It be so much, y'all. So what do you feel like your body's doing right now? Like, how's that showing up for you?
I was telling you, like, we were talking outside, I was just telling you, like, oh my gosh, I know I'm stressed. That's what I was telling Angela, because I feel it. I feel it in my neck. I feel it. My feet hurt. I'm tense as hell. Like, I'm aware of it. I feel it. And even though, we continue to press on through this, because I'm, like I told Angela, like, I ain't gonna let my body run me. Period. I run my body.
Yes.
I'm the head of this joint.
Okay.
But I just was telling her, like, I know, like, I feel it, and I know I have to get myself centered again, because I'm not, and I don't like feeling like that. And first of all, it's not healthy for me or anybody, but specifically for me, and for those of you who have any kind of medical conditions that y'all are struggling with. One of my truths is I still am struggling with hypertension. Like, I know I'm whole, I know I'm healed, but that's still currently something that I haven't been able to obtain a consciousness to know that I am. So I'm still carrying that around with me right now. And so I struggle with that.
Yeah. And I was saying that it's a beautiful thing that you have that awareness about your body feeling a certain way. You're able to say, oh shit, my freaking feet hurt or whatever. And I had a similar situation a couple of weeks ago where I was and this has come up before for me in relationships. Like, I've been in relationships where I felt like, oh, I got sick, like literally straight up got sick, and I was like, nah, it's the relationship, I gotta let this shit go.
Been there.
So, like, but I've had some things come up where my feet were hurting, my shoulder was hurting, and I took that time to really go inward. That's literally what I did. That's when we took that break. We had recorded that.
We were talking about that, because I think I had asked you, like, I think you were questioning, like, you were like, oh, how do I know whether it's maybe my bed, because you had this different, like a different setup with your bed, like, or whether it's
is it the person that I'm around, or is it my bed changing? Like, because my shoulder hurt, and I'm like, okay, I hadn't been with this person, then I started being with this person more consecutively, and I was like, I'm feeling this pain in my shoulder. The shit had went away. But two things happened at once, you know what I'm saying? The consistency of being with the person and the bed changing, and both of those things also changed when it went away.
Absolutely. So that's but you had mentioned something that was great, because he said sitting with yourself. I think that's what you said, and I can agree. Maybe you didn't say, but that's what I heard, y'all, was that you need to get by yourself.
Yeah, get by yourself.
So that you can know.
Now, when I was by myself, I had got a massager. I got a acupressure mat. I was doing yoga every day. I was literally just with myself, focused, because I was like, I can't have these pains. I don't care what it is, who you are, what it is. Like nothing supersedes like how I'm feeling, what my body is telling me I need. My body can't break down on me. Then it don't.
Absolutely.
Then there's nothing.
Your body is your temple.
Yeah.
So that's first and foremost. If you can't be able to operate and show up in a good as the person you want to be, it starts with how are you feeling in the inside, and being truthful with that first and foremost, and being in touch with and being aware of what's going on inside your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree with that.
But I think this is such a great topic because, again, we might think like when things come up, we don't think about.
You had a burp.
We don't think about our body. We don't think about our body is being triggered by this thing that just happened to us. Your body is literally reacting, and maybe you can speak more to this because this is you. I listen to Joe Dispenza, y'all. I think this is something Joe Dispenza talks about, right? But I can't right now. Like, nothing's coming up for me as far as like how your body is. So when you're triggered, your body is a memory, is holding something. That's what Joe talks about, right?
Yeah, he did mention that. Most definitely talking about that.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned something about a book you said you hadn't read, but it was called The Body Holds the Score or something like that.
I think it's called The Body Holds the Score. Somebody bought it for me, but I don't know what happened to it.
It sounds good. It sounds like what it will be.
I guess I wasn't ready to go there then when I got it, but they knew I was. But
Joe Dispenza does talk about that. Because really the mind and the body is, what did he say? Like, I don't want to say it's a collection of.
It's a memory of the past.
Yeah, it's a collection of memory of the past. So then,
So your body is constantly,
or your brain,
being triggered by something. It's responding. Like your body is responding to, like, say if it's lack of money, then my body is actually, I'm having this thought that I'm in lack, and then my body is doing something. It's tightening up. I'm not breathing fully in and out. I'm clenching my fist. And I'm sure, I mean, maybe y'all have heard people talk about this. Like, watch what you're doing. Are you holding your fists really tight? Are your shoulders scrunched up to your ears? How, for me, I feel like it's like, how do I walk? Like, I feel like a part of my feet hurting was, I don't feel like I know how to walk.
What you mean?
Like, I was like, I never been taught how to walk. Like, first of all, we supinate, we pronate. I think I supinate, which is, I believe, I walk on the outside of my feet. I think that's what it's called. Supinate.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You teaching me, because I'm like, I don't know what.
Yeah. And so then I feel like when you walk, it should be like your heel, your middle of your foot, your toes, and then it's up, right? Like, how do you walk? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's definitely aware. I ain't too aware of how I'm moving my foot though.
And I also feel like when this started happening to me with my body aching and my feet don't hurt, I feel fine now. I feel great. But when that was happening the other day, my foot was like, I felt something. I said, oh, that was bringing me to the present moment as well. Like, that was straight up, Spirit told me that. Like, you was being present during that time. Like, I'm showing you, stay present, Angela. Like, I couldn't be somewhere else outside of that pain I was feeling.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. That definitely was a thought that I had the other day. So that's important too. Maybe you can look at this is a way to spin it. This is a Mickey spin. We talk about Michael Singer, but like, what is that thing that you are feeling that's causing you pain or in your body? And looking at it as like, okay, this is allowing me to be in the present moment.
I ain't even think about it like that, Angela. I'm normally like, when I'm thinking about it, like I was telling you outside, I'm like, oh wow, like, I guess now that you said it, yeah, it could be. But I know initially I wasn't thinking about it. But it is a way to be present, because if you're noticing it, you know that it's currently occurring right now. You know what I mean? That's a way for you to definitely, like, you're noticing, you're then aware. Yeah, I guess.
Especially if it's loud, because then it's like you can't, well, unless you just are conscious of the pain and you're not conscious of the pain in the present moment. You just thinking about, damn, this shit hurt, but you're not like okay, why do I feel this way? What's going on? Why is this coming up? And for you feel like you are conscious of it. You know that it's coming from the time that you're not having, that you got the girls.
Absolutely.
And all of that stuff. So what is it that you could do to bring yourself to that consciousness more frequently? Or
I just think for me, like you said, I am conscious of it, but just knowing that I have to put myself, like I told you before, I have to put myself in a position to where I have that devoted time for myself. When I was going back and forth with that, like with you and explaining it to you, it's like, oh man, I'm so tired. This me complaining, right? Perpetuating it. But I was like, oh, I'm so tired. So when I go to sleep, it's hard for me to wake up early in the morning, even though I know I need to wake up early in the morning. So, and bringing it back to Dr. Joe Dispenza and what some of his concepts and things that are helping me is noticing how this beautiful machine that we have called the body, it can be, actually, it seems as though it could work against you if you let it. And what I mean by it's so great that it starts running these programs on its own, according to him. And it's very true, because when you think about trying to change, like I was just saying, getting up in the morning, knowing I need to get up early, and I've done it before, and I know it makes a world of difference in my life, especially being not just being a mother, but like you were emphasizing before, like we all need that alone time. But just knowing I'm going to have to take control of my body and train it, because it's used to running. This is an unconscious program. It's running. It's used to waking up at a certain time and doing a certain thing. So it's on autopilot right now. It's pretty much it's saying, okay, to save all the energy and stuff, I know this is your routine, so this is what we're doing. So now it's in an unconscious program. But I don't want to be like that. So what can I do now to come into this new state of being, or to practice this new behavior that I want? I know I need to wake up, I need to wake up at least by 5:00 to get my personal time. You know what I mean? So it's like conquering a giant now at this point, because I'm going to have to start doing it. Like he says, it's from knowing to being to doing.
Who said that? Joe Dispenza?
Yeah, Joe Dispenza.
Knowing to being to doing. Yeah. And what this also leads into consistency and discipline.
Oh yeah. Sure enough.
So like when you have that, it's like, when you have it's a lack of consistency and discipline. Like that's why those things are important to have, because when the things come up, I don't know, I'm sure there's some quotes out there talking about like how, inspiration is not it. Inspiration don't just like, it's not like you inspire and then you're going to do it. It's the discipline or the consistency from doing that keeps that inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration doesn't get you up. Your consistency and your discipline is what gets you up.
That goes into kind of like what we were talking about before on the last episode when I had mentioned about the affirmations. It goes into more of just saying something. So that's what it brought up for me when you said that. Like, it's not just about being inspired. You could be inspired or have the inspiration to do it, but you're going to have to actually put in the work yourself. Like, you're going to actually have to do it yourself and do it consistently. And from that, you will gain a type of discipline from doing it. So most definitely, like, I think that's where I was going with what I was saying. But it makes about the affirmations, it makes me think about that. Like, you could say something, I think I said this last time, you could say something all the time, but it's more so actually getting in the state of the frame mind, the state of mind of knowing it first, and then being it, and then doing it, like Joe Dispenza said. So you actually have to do it. You have to be consistently doing it.
Yeah. And then also having grace for when you don't. And I think that goes into the body keeping the score and all of that. Is like when you don't have the discipline, the consistency, or when it falls by the wayside, like you are having grace and your body is, and then also responding to you not having grace for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those things start to be compounded in the stress. Now we back to the stress.
That's good. Because I know, and being more self-aware about myself now, like I know I have instances where I tend to gravitate towards beating up on myself. And I'm not...
Put the hammer down.
Really, no.
That's what my pastor in New York would say. Put the hammer down.
Yeah, I be having a hammer, and I'm not really sure. Like I'm sure it could come from childhood shit. Like I know I do it, and this is not me blaming my parents.
So think about it. You talking about you going back to childhood, my G.
It could be.
Think
like
about
I don't know.
Think about it, but then that says a lot though too to like how our bodies have accumulated these things. But go ahead. That's what I'm just saying. Like
that
think about those
absolutely
things.
right. But I don't know, but I'm thinking like, and it could be something that I read too that made me think about it. Cause I'm like, for me, I'm such a deep thinker. Cause I'm like, why am I like this? That's the first question I start asking myself. Like, and especially with me being more conscious of who I am. Well, like me and Angela say, Lil Angela, being conscious of who Lil Keisha is. Lil Keisha can beat up on herself. And I'm like, why? But maybe, and it maybe not, but maybe, you know, as a kid, I did feel a lot of pressure to get good grades. And like my parents were very strict about that. My father was very strict with that. So it's like I had a certain standard, a certain level of achievement that I had to be at. So sometimes I felt like it really wasn't no room for failure. So maybe that could be like, so now that when I do mess up or it's something you know, I know I'm struggling with, it's like I had this tendency to beat up on myself for making mistakes. And this what life is about, making mistakes, y'all. Like you gonna make mistakes and you gonna mess up. So for me, that was just something I know I became, like I'm starting to become aware of, and I'll ask these questions for myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I feel like we all just have the same things that happen. Is our perspectives on what do we do with the things that come up. I think that people, like from your childhood, we all like have these situations or these triggers, and life is unknown. Life is unknown, and I think when we don't know how to surrender to the unknown or be in the unknown, then we're gonna be stressed. Oh, that's just it.
That's so good, Angela. But shit, I guess for me, that's probably why my ass is always could be a part of why I'm stressed, because you know, I don't know, like you just hit something for me when you said that. But in knowing that you said that, like that's where we live our life every day.
Yeah.
We don't, whether we conscious of it or unconscious of it, we stay in the unknown. Every day we wake up, because we don't really know. We go and think we know what's gonna happen in our day. Like we have everything all laid out, but we have no earthly idea what could occur. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was good.
For sure. It was good. Because I'm like, and
that shit.
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Period. It's nothing else to say. You can't negate that. I don't care. I'm not arguing nobody down. I'm not arguing nobody down.
That's true.
If you cannot be present, if you can't live in the unknown, the present moment is the unknown. If you can't be present, then you're gonna be stressed, because you don't control shit. You don't know nothing, and that's just it.
Wow. I'm thinking I have some things coming into
my. If you can't know that is the present and the unknown is gonna be great, you're gonna be stressed. And if you can't be in the unknown, surrender to the unknown, then you don't think that it's gonna be great, because you're scared.
All of us like that. I mean,
everybody. Until you start having a consciousness, you get it in your consciousness. I'm talking. Thank you, Dr. Barber.
Yeah, shout out.
Get it into your consciousness. You got to get it into your consciousness.
And how?
Or what the truth is.
We bring it all the way. How do you get it into your consciousness?
We always say by trapping.
Trapping is essential.
Trapping is essential.
Yes.
Get it in your consciousness.
Get your whatever it is you need to do to get yourself in the flow.
Yes.
And in the presence of God within you.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not really sure if that's true for me. Like, Goods, what you were saying, like, if you're not living in the present moment, I think is what you said, then you're gonna be stressed.
Yeah.
Like, can you break that down a little bit more?
No,
Like what you
because I was
meant by
really
that?
thinking after I said it, I was like, well, is that true? Like kind of what you're saying. Is that true? If you're not in the present moment, are you stressed? I feel like I feel like, yes, if you are stressed, you're not in the present moment. Maybe am I word playing it too much?
Is it for so
like
for
if you are stressed, you're not in the present moment, because the present moment is delicious, it's good, it's everything, it's all providing, and you don't know, but you know that it's gonna be great, it's gonna be good, or whatever happens, it's gonna be the best thing for you. That's a deep level of like surrender though too, because of course things are gonna happen that we that don't feel good, but it's like the perception of that thing. And sometimes things that don't feel good don't mean that it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is if you are stressed, then you're not in the present moment.
I was trying to connect the dots. If you see me looking at her, I'm trying to connect the dot. No, but you know what? It is deep. That's a deep level of surrender, I would say. Firstly. Secondly, one thing that came up for me, since we were talking about like stress and just the body and beating up on myself, and we were just going over a whole host of topics there when it comes to the body and stress, was anxiety. I can think of that being a primary thing that I know I've experienced. I still have challenges with that. Is anxiety. And from what I know about anxiety is exactly what you said. You're fearing either some kind of future event that hadn't occurred, or I hope my mouth is close up to the mic. You're fearing a future event that hasn't even occurred yet, or your mind is working back in the past. Maybe something traumatic or something has happened to you back in the past. So actually now, okay, it's registering with me now. Okay. Now that you say that. So I could see why not being present could cause a stressful situation. Mm-hmm. It took me a minute, y'all, because Goods had said it, and I was like, wait a damn minute.
Like,
what is she saying here? Now, I don't think I can get with that. But yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm embody that now. All right. Now I know that I don't have to like put that disclaimer out there, but I'm doing it.
We all growing together.
But yeah, it ain't never nothing. It ain't never no judgment and that like get it together. But I'm like, get it together to myself and to whoever listening. But yeah, I'm not like it's hard like to have that type of surrender. It's hard to have that type of knowing.
Absolutely. Well, girl, you got me on that. That was definitely when you said that though, about it being like a deep level of surrender. Mm-hmm. But it is beautiful. It is delicious. I like how you said that. It's so delicious because you don't have to be in control.
No.
Knowing that everything is going to be taken care of for you.
I love how you say everything. Like
yeah.
You go everything. every time.
Everything is going to be taken care of for you. I was thinking about this is relaxing me as I'm talking about it, which is good because I need this, y'all. Because I'm telling y'all, these children about to take me. They trying to take me down, but I ain't gonna let their ass take me down. I'm gonna hit them with the 1-2 punch, but I ain't gonna let them take me down, y'all. But when I go walking, and that's another thing I know I haven't been doing, y'all. So if it's something you normally do that helps you and you've kind of fallen off track, you got to get back on the wagon.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to say I have been doing really good with walking 2 miles every day. And that has been my moment of surrender, my moment of worship time with just me and the God within. And we can just have that time where we just, it's so, like, I love that word. You done got delicious. When I just get there, I like that, Angela. Yeah. When we just get to have time together. I love it. Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say about the geese, I don't know if I'm saying this right, y'all. Y'all know them ducks or them geese that be by the pond all the time. I have been watching these animals, y'all. And I envy them because they not worried about a goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think I told you
Keisha
that one
called me,
time on
yeah.
the phone.
She's like, look at them. Look at them. FaceTime. Look at them. They don't care. I'm walking by.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They girl, they don't care.
They're not holding nothing in their body. Nothing.
They walk where they want to walk. Excuse me, but they do drop shit where they want to drop shit. Not that I want to just be walking and dropping shit everywhere, but they don't worry. The bottom line about this is they don't worry about a thing. They know they gonna eat. They know they gonna get love. They know they're going to be able to swim, take care of their family, sleep. They know all they need is going to be met. They don't be stressed. And I was telling Angela, that's how I want to live my life.
I feel like it's a Bible verse, you know, for all the Christians.
It's coming to you. It's coming to you.
Christians out there. What's the Bible verse, y'all? You got
even
one?
The lilies of the field. What,
Come on,
am I wrong? They don't even worry about how they gonna be clothed, y'all.
Do you know that's the one I was thinking about?
That's the one that popped up in my head when you said it. Yeah,
we are the greatest beings on earth. You know, the human beings. I love nature. I love the trees and the animals. Don't get me wrong, but we have the consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So like we have. If you see all of that in nature, you see all of that in the geese. Then what is it that we have and what we could do? Then how we gonna be taken care of? You know,
absolutely.
But the only way to get that consciousness, and we probably already said it in this episode, is to trap. You gotta stay trapping.
How do we know this, y'all? How do we know this? It's because this is something personally for me that has worked. I've seen it work in my life. I'm a different person. I know when I get into the present. And that's one thing that I've said at the ending of our shows, and I stand by it. And bringing it back full circle, even when you saying, well, you not in the present, which I don't see why it took me so long to connect with what Goods was saying, but being in the present is being in the presence of God. And that is very true, because when you know everything is okay, that is so reassuring and just comforting to know you good.
Yeah, you're not stressing.
You good.
Yeah, that stress gonna come up off you.
It's gonna come up off you. Or even if you in a situation, because I'm not the one to sit here and tell you now, because I done been in some things, done been through some things. Good has too. Good has too.
Yeah.
And I have to lean in close.
Yeah.
Is sometimes there are situations that are going on in your life and you are having problems. So we're not blind to that either.
Nah.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
But
not.
what we are trying to say, and which we speaking to ourselves as well, is that anytime you can get in this flow and know that God is there within you to guide and lead you and help you.
Yeah.
And you can know that everything is okay.
Yeah. Get into that flow.
Anytime.
What I just heard you say was anytime you can get into the flow, you do that. And you do that by the things that we discussing that you find that you enjoy doing. Like you want to walk.
Yes.
You realize that's really important to you. Your alone time, which we talk about meditation. It could be painting. It could be drawing. It could be writing. What I say? Arithmetic. Whatever it is that you is going to put you there in that present moment, then like try to make your way there.
Yeah.
You know? The affirmations, I think you were saying, nah, those don't always work for the best, because you're not in that consciousness of really, believing that that's what it is. So it's like finding a space first. This is just coming to me. Finding a space where you can get into that consciousness to being like, oh, I'm drawing, I'm painting, oh, I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit feel good. I'm rich, Yeah. Yeah. And then watch life unfold. That's what I've been saying a lot. If y'all watch our Instagram, the captions, we do all of this stuff with intention. So like the things we write, we're writing about this stuff. We're talking to y'all about this stuff. But if you read some of the stuff that we're also putting out, we're saying all the same things because it's so important to get this into your consciousness.
Yes.
And so the consciousness of letting life unfold before you, when you surrender to life, you surrender to the goodness, and you know what the truth is, then you can allow life to unfold before you, and it's everything just comes to you. You know what I'm saying?
And everything is happening for your good.
Yeah.
Everything is happening for your good.
And Coach K was saying, we know this because we're doing this, you know. So that's why trapping is essential.
And shit, we talking about it. Like I told you, I'm stressed, so it's a reminder that I do need to get back into doing that. Because sometimes you fall off.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you fall off.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that.
Absolutely.
Folk.
Well, that's what we here for.
Yeah.
We here for that.
So, yeah, you think I know we wanna leave y'all with some thoughts and things that are important to remember. Like, we talk about some of the same things, and we're gonna keep saying the same things because that's what teachers do. That's what people that have a message they do. And again, this could get into your consciousness. So, but it's some key things that I think we always are gonna be saying to remember that help us to stay in alignment. And that's like, forget the how, you know, because the how is not your concern. That's all of what we're talking about with surrendering. Is like, once you surrender, that means that you're not thinking about how something is gonna show up for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The how, it's not your business. Your business is to figure out what it is that you want, what you want to do. And when you can let go of lack and limitation, then you can really know what your true desires are. And that's also what we want to get to, is what is our true desires, not from a place of lack and limitation. I might be like, I want a damn Urus, but when I know I can have a Urus, I can have whatever I want. I might not want a Urus. I might want a Hyundai. You know, I might want a Toyota. I might want to, I already said this, I have a deja vu. I might want a Kawasaki motorcycle.
Yeah, you did say that before.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, forget the how, because the how is not your concern. You have anything? I know you said being present is in the present. Being in the present moment is being in the presence of God. But
she said it for me. Being present is being in the presence of God.
Yeah.
So yeah, most definitely.
Can you think of any other things that are like, okay, this is like, I want you to, we figuring this part out, y'all, because we want to definitely leave it. You know how everybody on the YouTubes and end of day shows have their little, outro. We working on that, but definitely stay present and forget the how.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you have everything you need. We always saying that too. So you have everything you need.
I love that.
Yes. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. We want to hear from y'all. We want to touch base. Let us know what we doing well, what we not doing well. We definitely want to constantly improve these episodes for your viewing pleasure, as well as our growth and your growth. So we definitely want to hear from you.
We appreciate the ones that have already hit us up and like it's commenting and being active with us in our community here at the #1 spiritual growth podcast in the world.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Love you.
Peace.